Have a look at this table over here. It might look familiar, but really it's not. It is CoinMarketCap, but not the CoinMarketCap of today, but the CoinMarketCap of August 2013. Most of those cryptocurrencies are completely forgotten now, but XRP was able to withstand the test of time. The question is, does it still make sense to buy into XRP? What was the relative performance to Bitcoin? Let's have a look at some data most people are not considering. Now, the XRP journey has not been without drama. We had our massive pump and dumps, partially because of external factors like the SEC lawsuit, partially because of market maker manipulation. But does it still make sense to buy XRP now for $2.22? Or are we just in another pump and dump and we've just pumped? Let's bring the chart over here to tradingview.com. This is the linear chart, but really we are interested in percent changes, right? If you have a linear scale, we have no idea about percent changes. This here is several thousand% return, while this over here is just a few 100%. What we actually want to look at is a logarithmic scale, because now the vertical distances show the same kind of percent returns, irrespective of where they happen, at low prices or at high prices. But then again, the reason why we buy into an altcoin is to get outperformance over just Bitcoin. And so really, let's have a look at XRP relative to Bitcoin, again on a logarithmic scale. And that's then this chart. So yes, this chart starts in August 2013, the same point in time where this list was generated. But despite XRP being one of the few cryptocurrencies that are still recognizable, it still underperformed Bitcoin since then. It's by 65%. Now the drop over here in November of 2020, that was the SEC lawsuit. Unfortunately, we are not yet back to the prices prior to the lawsuit. We are down 35% since then. The dotted line that we see in the middle, that's the average price of XRP relative to Bitcoin during its entire lifetime. So currently we are below the average ratio of those two assets. Now there is a problem comparing prices directly with one another, because really what matters is the market cap. And the market cap and price difference happens due to token inflation. If there are a lot of new tokens that get issued over time, that's bad for the price, it's neutral for the market cap. What we're seeing over here is the all-time price chart of XRP. What we're seeing over here is the all-time market cap chart. So there is a bit of a difference between those two charts. And the reason, again, it's the token inflation. Now have a look at this data point over here, November of 2020. Since then, the number of circulating XRP tokens has grown by roughly 30%. Now November of 2020 again was before the SEC lawsuit. And if there was no token inflation of XRP at all, the price would now be exactly at the same level. So the only reason why the XRP dominance, so the fraction of all of crypto being in XRP, the only reason why that went down is because of token inflation. It's because the team has to pay itself and operations need to get funded. Now on this chart, we can also see interesting outperformances, and we can see the degree of volatility relative to the rest of the market. So this rally during the ICO boom of 2017, that was a 2,500% increase. The average market dominance during XRP's lifetime is 4.4%, and currently we are at 4.1%. Now what is causing the short-term price volatility? Why is the price relative to Bitcoin suddenly shooting up and then coming down again when there aren't too many news? I believe the answer to this is short-term leverage through the perpetual futures market. Because have a look at where XRP is traded. We've got the spot market, which is led by Binance with 278 million worth of trading volume. But we've also got the perpetual futures market. And over here, we've got 1.3 billion of trading volume. So really, the price discovery happens on the futures market, not on the spot market. XRP is the 4th largest asset in terms of open interest on the perpetual futures. So a lot of people bet on the XRP price. There's 4 billion of open interest. And most of those people that bet short-term on XRP do this with positive leverage, as in they're betting on rising prices. That's why the longs have to pay the shorts most of the time. The funding rate is positive. And because of that, there is a strong correlation between the open interest on the perps and the spot price. The open interest is in green, the spot price is in yellow, and of course, as there are more bets on the price itself is going up. As there is less speculation with the asset, the spot price also tends to follow. Most of the time, the longs get liquidated, so whenever the XRP price is going down, it tends to do that faster than when it's going up, because again, of that liquidation cascade. Now this is about the short-term speculation. What about the long-term holding? Unfortunately, we don't have the data from the centralized exchanges. Those are black boxes, right? We can't see what wallet owns how many XRP, but we do have a bridged version of XRP on the Binance Smart Chain, and that's transparent. So here's the token on the Binance Smart Chain. There are 450,000 holders in total. And here we've got the number of retail investors versus whale investors over time. So to be counted for the chart on the left, a wallet has to hold at least 1,000 XRP. To be counted in the middle, it's 10,000 XRP. To be counted on the right, it's 100,000 XRP. We've seen a lot of accumulation by small retail up until the end of 2013. Since then, nobody is accumulating XRP on the Binance Smart Chain anymore. The same happened for medium-sized retail. Also here in Q3 of 2023, the accumulation has stopped. And for the whales, it's a bit less clear. The movements are more erratic, but there's definitely not long-term accumulation that's constant over time either. Those charts, by the way, start in September of 2020. Now, some people might make the argument that all of this analysis doesn't help at all because markets are efficient. But I tend to disagree because it's people that make markets efficient. There are clearly winners and losers in the game, and the winners tend to continue to win. So it's not just a game of luck, it's a game of luck and skill. And the nice thing about crypto is that we've got much more data in this market compared to other markets because every transaction is publicly recorded on the blockchain. But very few people actually use that data properly. And that's in the end where winners and losers are born. People that don't look into the details enough, they tend to lose over time. That's the vast majority. Now, the charts that you've seen in this video come from a tool that I've developed myself on top of the Dune Analytics platform. It's part of the premium membership of this channel. There are two dashboards. There's a dashboard for Ethereum related blockchains. So those are the ones we can analyze. We can plug in any token into this tool, and then we can see how many large holders are there, how many small holders are there, how many new users enter a token, and how many buyers and sellers do we have over time. It's also always useful to look at the token ownership, right? Is a token mainly held just by the whales, by the people that have more than $100,000 worth of the token? If that's true, it's potentially, especially if that happened forever, a quite dangerous token. And so this is how I think about this fundamentally. The target with trading and with investing is to be better informed than the average, to be the person that makes the market efficient. If we are better skilled than the average person, then we should over time also make positive expected value bets. So that means that not every single trade will be positive, but on average, we should make money. Again, because we can estimate the probabilities better. We can see the dangers and the potential upsides better. Now, I have made more than 100 tutorial videos on various topics within crypto. How to do on-chain analytics, how to build a Dune dashboard like we've just seen. But of course, you also get access to the dashboard itself. Also about risk management, about how to properly use leverage, if that's your thing. All kinds of videos. Feel free to check them out. The newest video is this one, how to use perpetual futures and how to use the hyperliquid platform to beat others. The videos are posted on the website, but they're also posted directly in Telegram. And here's the feedback to that tutorial. Feel free to stop the video and read through this yourself. But of course, we also need to start somewhere. And so I'm personally, of course, sharing my own trades as well as I open them. Of course, I can't share the newest trades here on YouTube, but have a look at this. This is on March 3rd. I'm adding another short, Cardano, relative to the US dollar, and the explainer was in a premium update video. So I publish premium update videos every 3 to 4 days. I then added more exposure on the 11th of March, and I then closed it on the 7th of April. So of course, not every trade works out that well, but Cardano went down relative to Bitcoin by 36% during that time. And so with this membership, I want to do both. Of course, I want to make it profitable very quickly. That's why I share my trades, but I also want that the vast majority, at least, of the members takes the time to learn as much as possible. That in the end, you might not even need the membership anymore. You can make your own profitable trades. Now have a look at this. This is where our members share their winning trades. If you use the right leverage, if you know how to do proper risk management as well, you can make hundreds of % in a single trade. It's all about being prepared and knowing the data better than most other market participants. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $125 per month. The price has been reduced because currently the attention on crypto is still relatively low. Once Bitcoin hits new all-time highs again, then I might go back to the 165. But the 125 is locked in for everybody that signs up now. So when the price increases, when you're still subscribed, your price will not increase. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you next time on YouTube or see you in Premium. There's also a link to Premium directly here on the right. Just click on that. It will lead you directly to the website. So see you next time. Cheers.